Today is all about the ultimate date night steak. We are going to make Steak Au Poivre, which is a beautiful fillet steak in a lovely peppercorn sauce. This is a classic for a reason. I'm going to show you how to make it. Get a real nice crust, a juicy steak, and a sauce to die for. Open up a bottle of red, get the missus home, and this is going to be a lovely time indeed. So the first things first is you're going to need a lovely fillet steak. Take a look at that. Beautiful. Now, we did a full video on how to break down a whole tenderloin. So this is one of those. This is about just over 250 grams. So it gives you a lovely 9 ounce. You want to salt this and dry brine it.
So we're going to put the steak on a rack and just cover it in a bit of salt, not too much. Just make sure it's on every part of it and get it in the fridge.
Now that steak, that's going to sit in there for about 30 minutes to an hour. You can even go overnight. That's going to make it super tender and juicy. What it's going to do, it's going to draw out the moisture to the surface of the meat. Then that's going to get reabsorbed back into that steak. And as that salt is getting reabsorbed, it's going to tenderize all those proteins. And then you're going to dry out the surface of that steak. So you're going to get really nice dry crust. Also, thanks to the air circulating in the fridge. So that's going to help you when it comes to the searing to develop a nice crust. So let's jump on to all the stuff that we need for our peppercorn sauce.
So we just want to finely dice up a shallot. You've seen me do this plenty times on the channel. Get it nice and fine because this is going to go in your final sauce. Set that aside. Going to need about half a head of garlic. Use the bottom half there and a good bushel of thyme. Then we need some demi-glace, about 50 mils or so. Pull that out from the freezer. A nice cup of beef stock, homemade one of course, and some lovely Dijon mustard. Give yourself about 3/4 of a cup or so of cream and half a stick of butter. Now we need some booze. We need traditionally some good cognac. Henny is my favorite, Hennessy that is. If not, you can use a lovely little brandy too. Okay, set that aside, more on that later. Now we're going to need about 30 grams of black peppercorns. You can use pink too if you want. Put them in a mortar and pestle and just pound them down like this, and then every now and again a little swirly, roundy, grindy until it looks like this. You don't want them fine. Them kind of broken up so they're a little bit coarse still. Tip that out onto a plate and spread it around. Now, an optional step, but I highly recommend, is green peppercorns. Get yourself a spoon or two of those with a bit of the brine and set it aside. So I've actually salted 2 steaks because it's date night after all. I'm going to cook one medium and the other medium rare. Guess who the medium's for? Anyway, get yourself a nice little kitchen towel and blot them dry, and then press it firmly into your black pepper until you have a lovely crust that looks like this. Repeat this with both steaks. We're going to set them onto a plate and get cooking these bad boys.
So there's a steak. It's been tempered to room temperature for about 30-40 minutes. You don't want to take it straight out the fridge and put it into the pan. You'll get like a gray bar. It'll be well overcooked. And it'll be pretty stone cold in the middle too, actually. So you just want it to temper to come up to room temperature slightly. So let's get this in the pan. Let's get cooking it. So we can use cast iron, which is really good, or stainless steel. Seeing as we got these new pans and we did a review video on them, let's use one of these.
So you're going to heat the pan on medium high. We're going to add a neutral oil. So I'm using peanut oil here till it covers the whole bottom. Wait till the oil is shimmering, then add in your steak pepper side down. That is the sound you're looking for. Press it down until the crust is setting. You can see that it's setting and going brown at the bottom. And you've got a lovely set crust there after about 2.5 minutes. Repeat on the other side, press it down gently. After another 2 minutes, you have a beautiful color on the bottom of the steak. You can move it around in other hot parts of the pan where there's more oil. That looks glorious. Okay, set that on a rack, drain off all of this oil. Then get some fresh kitchen towel with your tongs, wipe out around the sides of the pan. Then we're going to add in the butter to bring the temperature down. Right now we've got it on a very low heat. Add the garlic, add the thyme. It's going to crackle, fizz and pop. Then you're going to add your steak back in. And we're going to start basting this, but we want to make sure that we get all the sides there. So turn the steak around with your spoon and continue basting this for about 2 or 3 minutes all around the sides. Now, if you flip this steak over on the pepper side down, you are going to lose a little bit of that crust. So I'll show you what happens when we do that. We flip it around like this and we start basting the top, and we can see we've lost a little bit of that pepper. So we're just going to keep basting on the top. That's okay. You can still serve it like this. After about 2 more minutes, set this aside. Put this on a rack. I'm going to probe it for you. It's about 27, 28. And I'm going to cook this for 5 minutes in a 400 Fahrenheit oven. Meanwhile, I'm going to make my sauce. So for the sauce, take out the herbs, take out the garlic, drain off the butter. Do not throw it out. And use a kitchen towel to clean the sides of the pan. And I want some of that fond out. Not all of it. Some of the bits that I think might be a bit too dark. Just brush it off gently. And we're going to clean that out. Then add a bit of butter, like about a spoon or so. A spoon of the cooking butter as well that we basted the steak in. Your residual pepper from that plate. Mix it for 30 seconds and then add in some shallots. Cook this out for about 2 minutes. We're on a medium heat so far, nothing crazy. Now add a good splash of your Hennessy, oh yeah, and then get a little lighter. Give it a light so it flambés up. Wait for that to cook off. Be careful you don't burn your eyebrows here. And then you're going to add in your beef stock. That looks glorious. The smells are amazing. As soon as that comes up to the boil, add in the demi-glace. And when that comes up to the boil, we're going to add in our green peppercorns. See how we're layering the flavor? Then we're going to add in our cream. And then we're just going to stir that and bring that up to the boil. That looks very nice. Reduce it for a minute or two and then add in your Dijon mustard. Mix that round and you have a beautiful sauce that should coat the back of a spoon. Now I've made this one more creamy because that's the way the missus likes it, so I'm going to make another version for myself with less cream in. Okay, now the steak's been in for 5 minutes and we want a good medium temperature here. I can tell just by feeling it that that is a lovely medium. You want about 50 to 52 degrees C, and look at that, 51. So I'm going to rest that for about 5 to 7 minutes on that same rack that we cooked it on. Now get it on the board and I'm going to cut it straight down the middle and take a look at this. Some people might say this is a medium rare, but to me, that is a medium steak. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful, juicy, and glorious. Oh yeah. Now what we're going to do is brush some of that melted butter beef fat on top. Add some of your sauce onto a plate that's been warmed, as you can see very nicely. And then just put your steak on however you want. Spoon over some more sauce on top. And then we have a lovely medium steak au poivre for the missus. Now to cook my mid-rare, I'll show you that one. So just like before, get your pan nice and hot, add your steak pepper side down, press it down for 2 minutes until we get that lovely crust, flip it, do the same on the other side, 2 more minutes until you get a lovely brown crust as well on the other side. You can actually see it forming on the bottom, and then just do what we did before. Put that on a rack, get rid of all the fat, wipe out the pan, add in your butter, pan's on low, garlic herbs in, wait till your butter's foaming, put the steak back in, and then we're going to baste it. But this time we're not going to flip it, so you're going to see how it looks, how it's supposed to look. Keep going until you get all the edges done nicely, about 3 to 4 minutes in total. Set that aside on the rack, and don't forget to save that butter. Put it in the oven for this time for about 3.5 to 4 minutes on 400 Fahrenheit. Then I can tell just by touching and feeling this that that is a beautiful mid-rare. Now what I'm looking for is around 48 degrees C. That is perfect for me. And I'm going to let it rest for 5 to 7 minutes just like we did before. Now, let's get ready to cut this bad boy right down the middle. Just look at this. You can see the difference between this and the medium. This is a real medium rare steak. Absolutely beautiful, juicy. You can just see that very nicely cooked all the way to the edges. Beautiful and pink. Now we're going to brush this with some of that lovely beef fat and butter, bit of salt, get it onto a warmed plate. And my sauce has less cream, as you can see. So I'm going to add that on quite nicely, put it all over the steak once you've got both pieces of meat on the plate. And you have a gorgeous, gorgeous steak au poivre, cooked how I like it, medium rare, with a sauce with not too much cream. Enjoy, my friends.
I think I just made the perfect steak au poivre. That is a beautiful cuisson. That, for me, that's a perfect medium rare. Cheers. Your teeth just sink into the beef. No chewing required. That sauce is rich, decadent, absolutely delicious. It's just a complete harmony. There's a reason why this is a classic. Banger for date night. If you like content like this, please consider subscribing. Hit that notification bell. It does wonders to help this channel out. Catch you all on the next one. Cheers.